Okay, I'll share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So I like to start like with this phrase that is super cool, like from I think it's from Michael Jordan, but you know, like in the internet, it's super easy to have different authors for everything. But like talent win games, but teamwork and intelligence win championships. And I think especially in the tech market, this is really true. Like even if you are an amazing designer or an amazing developer, like without your team, it's really difficult to achieve something relevant. So that's why like we really need to find ways how to work together, especially because like we are completely different between each other. So some people are more analytical, other people are more like in a human approach, and we need to find good ways to align everybody. So the idea is try to bring these topics, and again, like don't have any single path for it. Every person is unique, so work in a different way with different triggers. So just to understand that maybe like what will work for some people will not work with others. And please, if you have any doubts or if you want to ask something, challenge something, put a specific topic to discuss, just stop me and please uh, ask your question. And to start, I would like to split in two things, like the individual part, so how we can create like our own journey, and also about the team, because I believe like it's really difficult to create like a high performing team if we don't think about like our own journey as an individual. So I want to start with this, specifically with a topic that is locus of control. Did you hear about this? Someone hear about this before? No? Okay, so basically like we have a external and internal locus of control. And to understand is like in psychology, locus of control is the degree to which people believe that they have control over the outcomes of events in their lives. So I will try to explain like with some examples. So the external locus, like when we have a problem or when we want to challenge something, we use like the external factor as something that affect us. So depends of other people. You give credit like to the luck or a specific opportunity, or you say that, hey, I cannot control this because like have different factors here. So it's really difficult to change it. So an example is like, okay, I this morning I was not able to go to the work on time because it rained, for example. Uh, but in the other side, we have the internal locus. So it's a little bit the opposite. Like we try to take the responsibility for everything. So we try to understand that like, hey, with our effort, it's possible. And of course, there are external influence, but we can change some part of this. So the same example, we can use like, okay, like I came late to the work because it rained, but at the same time, I can use like the internal locus to think like, oh, maybe I didn't check the weather application in the previous day, and that's why I didn't blame myself for it. So looks like a stupid example, but I feel like if we start to make some reflections, there are a lot of things in our lives that we start to put always the external factors, and it's super nice for us to try to think, okay, how can I change like a external topic to an internal one that somehow I can change, I can impact on it. So just like for 5 minutes, do you have like an example of, for example, external thing? It will be super nice because then we can try to change it for a internal locus, for example.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus. Okay, but a specific case of coronavirus, maybe because maybe it's too general, like maybe an incident that happened related with this, like a trip or something like this. An example? No?
I don't know, maybe offices being closed because of coronavirus.
Okay. This is a really difficult one to to try to change for an internal one. Well, let's see, like any let's think that, okay, you Patrick, you had a problem, the office was closed and your computer is there. So how can we change this external factor to an internal one? Like you are putting like the excuse in the external factor, the coronavirus, but if you were trying to like to reach in a different perspective, the internal one, how can you rephrase this topic?
Yeah, I should have just taken my computer with me every time I leave the office.
True. Yeah, you knew that this, like, we are in a crazy situation and the situation is changing all the time. So it should be better for you to get your computer, yeah, all the time. Good. Yeah, this is a good example. Do you have any other? Maybe like in our lives that it's common, like
But
every.
like, sorry, go.
No, I was gonna say a simple one, like my wallet was stolen in Barcelona. It was, I mean, it's true, in the metro.
I actually had the same, but with the laptop taken from the office. Like,
Stolen?
so you take always the laptop, but then they steal it. So what can you do then?
Yeah, it's a good example. And how can you change it? Like, for example, yeah, the cell phone or the laptop, maybe in the metro.
Well, in my case, I always were thinking afterwards, like maybe I should have checked if everything was well closed. I never knew if everything was well closed or not. Like I didn't realize what happened. Like just get home and it wasn't there. So I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, but in general, like I start with this topic just to open a little bit like the mind that like we can create like our own journey, and it's super important like for high performing teams. Like in general, like it's super nice to have people that are, like know what they want and always try to reach your goals, for example. So this is also a really nice exercise. Like, did you ever think about like, okay, how can I achieve a specific thing maybe in 1 month? Not in the, maybe in the career, but in general. So another good example, like, can you try, maybe you can, yeah, get a paper or in your cell phone, try to think about like, is there something that you can achieve in 1 month, for example, that it can be measurable, relevant, and in a deadline in 1 month you can achieve. This is super cool because then we can start to think about like, okay, how can we cover this topic in 1 month? Because sometimes, like, even an example for me, like I am here for more than 1 year in Barcelona, and I'm postponing a lot to learn Spanish. So I should plan that, okay, like this week I will start, and then like create a timeline that will help me to learn it. So is there anything that you can write down, and yeah, just for us to discuss also, how can you achieve this in 1 month? So yeah, so five minutes or even less.
It has to be related to work, right? Or not?
Actually, it not necessarily. Like it can be something related with you, like not necessarily with work. Like it can be like a habit that you want to change. So okay, I want to eat healthier now. So it can be like this kind of example.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 4:44. Let's try 3 more minutes. Yeah, please write down because I will try to do something different in after these 3 minutes. So let's see in a remote way if it will work. Do you need more time? No? So, okay, I will, let me do one thing. Okay, what I will try to do now, it's basically, let's do a quick discussion, like 2-3 minutes. We are in 45 people. So I will try to split in 20 rooms. And guys, it's the moment like to discuss. So who is available to discuss about this topic and yeah, can discuss and also try to challenge the other goal. So let me see. Okay, so I invited everybody, so you can join these other rooms. Let's see. I just wanted, did you get a room or no? Just because it was the first time that I did with a lot of people. Oh, did you? No.
This is one room or?
No, no. These are, wait, maybe it is. Maybe it was automatic. Actually, no, this is not a room. I think.
I guess I was alone in my room.
Okay. Yeah.
Me too.
Sorry, Gustavo, but I'm doing something else, so I will just listen.
It's okay. Totally fine.
If that's okay, I'll do the same. If it's okay. Cheers.
Okay, everybody's starting to come back, and in 1-2 minutes, I we'll close the rooms. One more minute and then we come back. Okay, I think it's fine.
Gustavo, I was the only one in my room.
Ah, really?
Yeah, but I convinced myself I can do it. Thank you.
Me too.
For me, the same. I was the only one in my room as well.
Yeah, I try to do this dynamic, but yeah, this break room sometimes don't work because too many people. So, but people are coming back now. I close the doors. Okay, I will share again my screen. Okay. Nice, guys. This was the first part, like just more about the individual, like just a warm up, and then like let's go to the part about like team building and how to create like this high performing culture. Again, like it's not right or wrong. It's just like some uh, topics that I saw like on this course, and I believe super nice and really helped me a lot. So that's why I want to share. And I believe like we have like more or less 5 steps to achieve it. Like the first one is understand like what is high performing, how to create like operational agreements with the team, meetings, quick off and follow up. So super important. Like okay, not only decide something, but how can we really work together? This topic about like red flags and KPIs and feedbacks that I think here in Doc Planner we do quite good. So the first is like high performing. So I want to ask you guys if you can open the Slido. So slido.com and then you can put like this number 4285. What is high performing? Like you can add and then will appear here like some words that people think about what is high performing in general. Let's see what people think about. Okay. Planning. Just one thing, like if you agree with a specific word, you can try the same word and it will be bigger.
Supposed to say efficient. They're not effi there, but well.
Okay. Get results with minimal friction, planning, efficiency, good and reliable estimation, planning. Whoa, can someone translate this Polish topic? Is president Opla? No.
I'm gonna sell the Opel, the car. It's like an inside joke for the Polish.
Getting
No.
achieving goals, okay, time boxing, efficiency, make things faster. Okay, nice. So I think we have some nice ideas here, but in general, like also I believe like what is high performing is like first you have like a good environment. So good behaviors, also tools, process that are really good, and metrics. Like otherwise it's really difficult. Even if you put like a lot of really nice people together, like it's really difficult to achieve something if you don't have all the stuffs clear. So this is it's the first step. Like the second one is like, of course, alignment, buy-in, commitment. Like if people don't agree with something, it's really difficult to have high performing. Like especially like, okay, if I think that this is the right way to do something, and the other person don't agree, and also like don't trust in the team, it's really difficult. So you need to find how to connect and create this environment. And then it's about operating rate. So yeah, okay, doesn't matter if you have everything like this, but you cannot, like make actions to deliver this kind of thing. So it's not about necessarily like deliver fast stuff, but it's how to create like a way that you are doing the right things together. Like, so with good tools, the metrics, with this alignment, and then delivering things together with your team. So, and of course, like transparency is everything. So I believe we are here in Planner, it's super clear, this topic, but it's not necessarily common in all the companies, but it's really super important. So to start building like a agreement with your team, transparency is one thing that is relevant. Like you need to be clear, people need to feel comfortable to say no to stuff, or also to argue with you. This is always really relevant. And of course, like usually we know, like we work here like developers, designers, researchers, and most part of the problems are, of course, we have bugs, but most part of the problems are people problems, like that lack of communication, some friction, especially on this moment that like everybody is remotely. Sometimes you can see like we have different perspectives. Like sometimes like I understand in one way, the other person understand in a different way, and then we have a friction that it's not necessarily like a technical friction. It's related with people, and then we need to understand, connect, and solve a problem to deliver something nice. And there are like in general like 4 C's to have really good agreements with your team. So again, maybe we can skip this time, but like what do you think, like which 4 C's you can imagine that work for like to have good agreements with your team?
Confidence.
Confidence.
Communication.
Communication, right?
Clearance, is that a word? Like something is clear.
Commitment.
Commitment, nice. People said some of the words. Nice. So yeah, in general, like have so there are 4. So first, yeah, this is communication. So it's more about like, okay, how to create the channels with your team and use to inform also your commitments. So show that you are accessible, how easy is to talk with you before, during, after something. Offer this communication in a clear way, and of course show that you are doing this. So give the example to everybody, like make you accessible. The second is like comprehension. So doesn't matter like you if you have communications, but it's like the things are not clear. So you need to understand like if everybody understood what you mean. So if you are clear your goals, the expectations of the team, otherwise we start to have friction. Like you have a perspective, I have another perspective, and then even if we communicate together, like we have a friction here because we don't agree in some points. Then of course compliance is the thing about the, like if you put a lot of really good people but they don't agree, like they are not ready like for this commitment, it's really difficult to achieve something. So yeah, everybody need to be aligned with actions and connected with this specific goal, and of course consequence. So when I think about consequence, is like okay, it's also give the feedback, because sometimes like we are afraid, like when we something goes wrong or it's different that we expect, we just hide for us, and we need to be super clear sometimes, of course, like in a nice way, but give the feedback for the other person, because this is the only way like to have this good connection, this cadency between the team. So communicate well, have the commitment of the entire team, and also give consequence. So feedbacks all the time to improve this process and this flow. Here I have like some examples are in Portuguese, but like just yeah to compare, like our company, we have like a really good culture, like with everybody's usually is aligned, but there are companies that are not. Like this is an example of a company in Brazil that like people were super afraid, for example, to say no or to argue with some specific things. It was like a chaos. So even if they had like really good people working, it was really difficult for them to achieve stuffs because they didn't have this connection. Like the communication was not good, the approach for the consequence was not good. So we like for example, in this example, what we did, like we started to write down. So we started to discuss with some people first as individuals, because people were afraid to discuss in a big group, to understand like their concerns, why they didn't have commitments, and then we started to write down like these agreements. So in our case here, the most part of the time we don't need this, but in general, like if you go to a company that you can see that like it's a mess, you have difficult to have this connection with the team, maybe it's a good approach, like to try to write down, discuss first as with individuals, then like in group, to find a alignment. Because I really saw the difference, like when we discussed it in an individual way, and when we went like together to discuss as a group, everything changed. So people started to deliver in a better way. They started to argue about like why we were taking this decision and not this other one. So the company started to get better. And of course, meetings, like especially now, it's really painful to have meetings online. It's difficult, like 30 minutes looks like 1 hour and a half, because yeah, we don't have like this moment that we get a coffee, drink a coffee, talk about other topics. So it's really important, like to have some to cover some topics, like so clear goals and rules, understand the milestones, support like the project manager or the person that is taking care of the meeting, answer doubts, and of course make commitments to look like, okay, this meeting makes sense, so the next one I will also be happy to join, because I know that like in our meetings we find something really nice. So here are like just some ideas, like especially like on this online environment. Sometimes it's really nice like to just, instead of like just okay, let's schedule the meeting and discuss there, you start talking with different people, so different stakeholders, to understand the perspective. Because if you go to a meeting and then you discover that like everybody's thinking in a different way, for sure you will not find like you will not achieve the goal in the end of the meeting, or you will spend like 2-3 times more than you expected here. So it's really cool, like to try to talk with everybody, understand like if everything is clear, if they are aligned, try to create an agenda, try to do these team building activities somehow, and after, of course, have these follow-ups. Not necessarily like on Slack, but somehow show that okay, we have some follow-ups. It's clear we are aligned. So do you do this, and also like do you have other quick feedbacks that help you a lot in your meetings, especially on this remote environment? No? Okay. So yeah, here's an example. This is also super cool. Like try to get feedbacks about your meeting, because it's all about perception. So sometimes you think that the meeting was good, but it was not. So, or you can go like individually, ask for some people, or in general, you can like try to, like this is an example that I saw. Like you have like a plus and a delta. So you put in the wall, and you ask people like, hey, why do you like it, or what do you think that we should change in the next time? So it's really easy, it's really fair for everybody, and people feel that, hey, nice, like even if maybe the meeting was not so good, like they are open to change something, and the next one will be better. And okay, now I have a nice game to show like how the communication is really important. So I need 2 people here to do the game. So, and then we'll watch you guys. Who want to join?
I can join.
Okay.
What are the rules?
What are the rules?
Okay, Hunkao and Patrick. It's super easy. So basically, just to explain, like one of you will be responsible like to organize the cards, and the other person will need to explain like how these 5 cards need to be organized. So it's super easy, but we have some challenge here. So the person that will organize the cards, worker, need to follow the instructions, but you can't ask anything. So you just need to follow the instructions, and you have 3 minutes. In the other side, the instructor, like, okay, you can give as many instructions as you want, but you can't see actually the image, and you cannot do any mimic for the other person. You also have 3 minutes, and so you cannot see her work. So when I start, you understand a little bit. Who wants to be the worker and who wants to be the instructor? We will change. We will do twice. So up to you. Who want to be the worker?
We need Miro to do it.
Yes.
Okay, I'm on a tablet, so probably you need another volunteer, because I cannot do it here. I don't have my laptop with me. No, I can't, because I'm on a tablet. I'm on an iPad. I don't have Miro, so probably another volunteer then.
Okay, other person, maybe.
Sorry about that. I didn't know.
No. Okay, maybe what you can do. So like, Patrick.
Like only worker needs Miro, right?
Only worker. Yeah. So maybe Vinkau can be the instructor, and Patrick will be all the time the worker. Okay.
Sure.
What are you send the image to Hunkao? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me chat with Hunkao. And I will send the Miro to Patrick. Okay, let's see how it will work. Let me know, Patrick, when you open the Miro, and we can start.
Okay.
Okay. So Patrick cannot answer any of my questions, right?
You just need to explain like how he need to organize the time.
Okay. Okay.
Are you ready, Patrick?
Wait. Cards game. Yeah, I'm in. I think so. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So 3 minutes until 5:30. So you can start, Hunka.
Okay. So you should have 5 cards, like rectangular cards.
Yes.
So to start with, if you take one and you place it anywhere in a landscape position, like horizontal,
Okay.
then you take another one and you put
Wait.
it on top.
Something is
Sorry?
wrong. Wait, because
What?
I'm moving it and wait. I think it should be on the top. Wait. Okay. Yes.
Okay. So you have the first card placed on a landscape position, like horizontally, and then another one above that one. So yeah, not on top but above, and it should be as well horizontal, like on landscape position, and it should be both should be touching, but the one on top should be moved towards the left. So they are not one above the other exactly, but the one on top is moved towards the left. Okay, so then you have one at the bottom, then another one above, a bit towards the left. You will have to place a third one on top of that one. I mean, if I need to repeat something, can he say again, or I'm lost? No, we can't communicate, right?
We can, or got it. I thought it was prohibited to like ask any questions. I believe
No,
like,
just in case, like if you don't hear me or something like that.
that's fine. Yeah, we're on the third rectangle right now, right?
Okay, so the third one, you should put it instead of in a landscape position, in a vertical position. And it should be above the second and exactly in the middle.
Okay.
Center aligned with the second.
How to... How can I do it in Miro? How to...
Okay, 1 more minute.
Shit. Okay. Could you repeat?
The third one?
The third one, yes.
Yeah, so the third one should be right above the second one, but on a vertical position instead of horizontal.
Okay.
And center aligned with the second. So
Okay.
in the middle. Then the third one will go towards the fourth. Now we go to the fourth. So
Yes.
the fourth will be on the right of the third. It should be touching the third, and it should be on a horizontal position.
Okay.
So touching the third from the right. So yeah. Okay, and the very last one, 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth should be below the fourth, and it should be touching just the. My God, it should be touching the bottom right corner of the fourth.
Okay.
With its top right corner.
Top
and
right.
it should be, yeah. So the fifth should be touching the fifth top right corner with the fourth bottom right corner. And the fifth should be tilted towards the left. Yeah. So in the end, you should have kind of a P shape, like a P, kind of. So the fifth one should be like the closing part of the P, the part that closes the circle towards the stick of the P.
Yeah, I got it, but I don't know how can I turn the rectangle.
The time is over. So Patrick, can you share your screen just to see?
Yes. So I can. I mean,
Okay, so
this is what I have.
Almost. Almost.
I mean,
Well,
I wanted to move this one a
there.
little bit like this because this was supposed
You have
to
there
touch.
the tool.
but
You have there the tool. You see, there's like a on the left, on the bottom left, you have that one. Yeah, you were on top of it.
so
No,
let
if you say,
almost let me share my screen and I can compare with what Patrick created. Oh wait.
you wanted to do it like this, Patrick, or
yes, but
no?
I didn't know how to move the rectangle. I'm
Okay.
such a bad designer.
Here we had lucky that we used designers for it. Like I will go really bad if I tried. So this is the case, and this is the one that Patrick drew. So
Almost.
more or less, right? Like 51%. Okay, let's try to do again, like super fast, but now in a different way. So on this time, like you can both communicate with each other. And also I will give to you, Hunkal, the link of the second one. And Patrick can share his middle so everybody can see together how it's going on. So let's see now. Now we have 2 minutes. I'll stop sharing and I will share with Hunkal the second one. Ta-da. Okay, Patrick, can you share your screen? There is a second game.
Yes, but I need to know. I need to know how can I move rectangle into the 45-degree position.
So you have the tool there, right? So
This one?
if you go to the left, no, select it again. You see the 4 dots? That one. No, yeah.
Okay, cool, got it.
Let's go. So 2 minutes. You can start.
Okay. Okay, I can do mimic now, but I cannot show any image, right?
Now you can talk, you can discuss, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay, okay. So 1, 2, 3. So you have 5 cards. Oh my God. I don't know how to start. Okay, so just take one and put it in a vertical position.
Vertical, okay. So
Now take, yeah, vertical. Now take another one and put it on the left of that one. Exactly, it should be touching and it should be in the middle. Yeah, okay. Now the third one, put it on top of the first one, vertical. Exactly, and it should be touching and not, but it should be like moved a bit towards the right, like let's say half.
Okay.
Yeah, like that, like that. Okay, now take another one and put it on top of the last one you did, horizontal. Okay, but not exactly, not on top, but on the left, touching it. Yeah, on the left, touching it, and move it a bit up. Yeah, like that, exactly like that. And the last one should be, yeah, put it in the white space you see in the middle, horizontal. And no, in between the second, yeah. Now tilt it towards the left, like 45 degrees towards the left. Like that, and okay, let me see exactly. So the corners, so the top right corner and the bottom right corner should be touching, the one on the top and the one on the right. So take it and move it all together towards the right. Yeah, no, up, more up, and now to the right. So the two corners, no, don't, yeah, Maybe you're right. The degrees, maybe you're right. It shouldn't be 45 degrees.
Then,
So yeah, the corner should be just touching exactly this position, but the one on the top should touch the top. The one on the right should touch the right. Yes.
okay.
And the one on the bottom should be just touching the one on the bottom, not like overlapping. So exactly as you have it, but turn it so nothing overlaps. Yeah, no one said we cannot change the shape, right?
Yeah, it's fine. You adapted. Okay, Patrick, I will share my screen now.
Let's say this way. Okay. Sure.
So, okay, the second one is this. And this is the result that Patrick created. So, yeah, pretty, I know that maybe the problem, like I didn't create the same size. So this is also the reason. But yeah, did you see like it was much easier. And like, even if you have like the best person in one or both sides, it's impossible. Like if we don't have like this directional communication, like it's really harder. Like, and especially now that like, I know that it's quite easy for us like to just Slack and say like, hey, please do this. But if the other side also don't try to challenge, don't try to ask, it will be really difficult because, okay, in this case, we were expected it was difficult, but sometimes happen a lot like that we send something and in our mind, like it's super clear that, okay, it's super clear what I try to explain in a document or maybe in a quick presentation. And when we receive, then it's completely different. And of course, it's not the fault of the other side. Like we missed some iterations because then it started to be really easy. And to have an idea, actually the first one, we spent 4 minutes and the second, it was faster and also probably less stress because you already knew what you were doing because you were receiving feedback all the time. So yeah, this is just to show that like it's again a stupid game, but shows how we work like in a real life. It's really difficult for us uh, to achieve some stuff without this communication, follow-ups, this feedback in both sides. So
Also, the second time, the feeling was a bit more like, I would say more safe, like more secure because I would know what was going to happen, right? So if it was wrong, I could see it was. So on the first one, I was like, what the hell? I don't know. I don't even know if he's listening to me or like, yeah.
To be honest, was quite good, the first one. I was expecting like something totally different. The last time that I did was totally different. So you have a good spatial vision. So,
Yeah. Also, a good thing to notice is that if you don't know the tool and you could have just asked about this little small improvement of can I move the rectangle by 45 degrees, I could have saved so much time instead of like trying to do it myself.
Exactly.
I could have just asked Kunko, how can I do this? And she could have just shown me, hey, just click here and it just moves. And instead of that, I was like struggling so much and the time was ending and I didn't deliver on time.
True. Yeah, this is really true. Okay, the next topic is about like this concept about red flag. We always need to find a way to provide like help, but also ask people to, hey, let me know, hands up when you need my help. So this is super important. Like you need to find ways to create this environment with your team, with your colleagues, that they know that, hey, ping me when we have a doubt or when we need to change something. Also, this is important to avoid micromanagement, for example, because then again, like in the first example, it was really difficult because you didn't receive any feedback if it was going everything fine. So it's good when you know, like you have this, hey, maybe I have a doubt, maybe we can do in a different way. So this red flag is really interesting concept. So any doubt, hands up. And also KPIs, but again, I think here in Doc Planner, it's quite clear, like actually everybody like have this concept super clear, like developers, designer, researchers. So everybody think about KPIs. So it's easier, but you see like in it's super common in other environments, like to don't think about this, and then we start to be completely lost because we don't know what we want to achieve. And yeah, and the last topic is feedbacks. I feel like it's not only like between manager and the team. I think it's between everybody. Like it's the same of the game again. Like we need to discuss, we need to talk, we need to get feedbacks also about us because it's perception. Like we always think that we are doing a good job. It's common. Like we don't expect that. Hey, I'm doing something wrong. We always think that we are doing the right thing. So the only way to discover is doing this iteration. So it's lacking making some calls. So this is super important. These one-on-ones, constant feedback, and the 360 that it's retros sometimes, or yeah, just create this environment for the team to discuss. So I think this is super important. I don't know if other teams do something different also that wanna share that help you with feedbacks. Do, do you have something? No? Okay. In general, I think yeah, this is the basic that every team do, but I think it's yeah, it's really important. Even when we don't have time, we need to find a way to do this together. And yeah, I think this was the topics that I want to explore. Like it's only 5. Here you have the presentation if you want to take a look. I will also share by email if you want. Also the dynamic with the link of Miro if you want to use, because I really like this example, like explain many stuffs in a super simple way. And yeah, the last thing that I want to ask, if you can also evaluate like what do you think, and if you can give me also a feedback like by Slack, like hey, I like this or I didn't like this thing. Maybe for example, the breaking room, maybe it was a mistake because some people didn't get other people to discuss. So feel free to share with me. Okay, I will stop recording now. I'm stopping.